Alright, the batteries have warmed up in this now. Anyway, this is an extension cord plugged in the wall, and all you gotta do is plug it into here. And then for now we're using a light, but it works just fine with a blower too. And so you'll just plug your blower in here like this, and you can see the lights on. Now we're going to wait for the delay. Now it's shut off. So when I move in front of it, the light will come on, as you can see there. And then it's got a delay and it shuts off. Now, its range of detection is very broad, and it's very sensitive. Just being here moving a little bit and breathing and moving around, see, the thing never wants to shut off. It's almost too sensitive, and it may be too sensitive for your project. So here are some couple of tricks you can try. If these are just pieces of paper I rolled up into a tube, and you can stick these over your dome sensor like this. Now its range of detection is not so wide. Now it's narrowed. So as you can see, I can walk over here to the side, nothing happens until I get directly in front of that tube. So now it's not quite as sensitive. And see, I can move all around here, nothing happens until you get right in front of it. And I'll show you again. Now notice when I get just out here moving around, it'll pick me up. So we've narrowed its viewing range. Now you could use a shorter tube. This is what you're going to have to play with for whatever works for your location. Now there's a shorter tube. Let it cut off. And it cuts off. See, now we were like this wide viewing area with no tube. We were very narrow with the long tube. Now we're out like this with a shorter tube. These tubes could also be turned into a cone shape, rolled into a cone. And you can roll your cones and your tubes to get however sensitive you want this thing to be. And I'll let it shut off again. I'm just all the way out here and it's picking me up. I'm going to say this again on this video, that there is no on-off switch. When you put the batteries on, it's on. But it takes 60 seconds for this infrared detector to warm up. If you plug in your blower and then put the batteries on it, your blower will kick on and off at weird times. And it'll just do weird stuff for 60 seconds when that thing warms up. Then it'll start picking up motion. And if that's a problem with it for you, plug in your batteries, let it sit for at least 60 seconds, then plug in your blower and your power. Let me go over the dimensions here so you can be as ready as you can be when you get this. The width of it is 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches wide. It is just under 4 inches tall, and it is just under 2 inches deep. Plus you got the batteries hanging off the back. You got 2 AA's and 1 9-volt. And once again, zoom in here. Make sure you get the mark, this one right burned in, AA. It goes to the AA batteries, which are in this white holder. The best way you could take out the batteries, you don't be careful of this dome when you lay it down. That's a sensitive part. But when you take off your batteries, you just pop off that black connector and slide this out the back. And do the same thing with your 9-volt. These will slide right out the back. And now the thing's turned off. When you get your these, let me show you how these batteries go in here, if you don't already know. These AA batteries, you can see there's a spring on one end that goes on the flat side of the battery. The side with a little nub goes on the side without the spring. On this side there's a spring on that flat spot. It's just like putting the batteries in a TV remote. And I'm going to install them one more time to show you. Slide your batteries in here like this. And I'm going to show you how it takes 60 seconds to warm up, and snap on your connectors. Now I'm going to show you how this thing acts funny, so you won't be worried. Hang on one second. See, I'm in front of it doing stuff and the light's not coming on. It's just going to have a mind of its own. But if you wait for 60 seconds, it'll start functioning properly. That's just the nature of these sensors. There's nothing wrong with it. Now let's see, watch it cut off. See, now it's warmed up. So, that's that. And I'll let you take one more close look at the whole thing. So you can look at it. So that's your front. You can mount it like this. You can mount it upside down. However you want. Now here's on the back. Here's your batteries. And here's your mounting bracket. If you don't want the mounting bracket, you can just take out those two screws and get rid of it. I figured it might be helpful for you in mounting this to your project. And I think that's about it. So you should be getting this any time. I will work all this up in an email and put it in writing, everything we went over. And call or email me when you get it, and if you have any problems.